afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, and everybody on the West Coast, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and everybody else in between this great big beautiful country of ours, how the hell you doing? What do you know? What do you say? What's up? What's happening? Ah, how's it going? What is happening? It's Wednesday. I got some construction going on around here on some floors, so if you hear noises, that's what's happening. So we just have to deal with it, you know. It'd be nice to be in a soundproof room, you know, but that's too bullshit, you know. So anyway, let's try to just deal with this shit and go ahead and do this here. All right, so let's start out with BBC News, huh? What's happening in the news? Okay, Trump says hour-long call with Zelensky was very good. Much of the discussion with Ukraine's leader was based on his calls with Putin. And on Tuesday, the U.S. president confirms. All right, this is what, let's see what's going on here. Nope, can't do that. So, all right, here's the analysis. Rosenberg. This is by Steve Rosenberg. Trump-Putin calls seen as victory in Russia. Judging by some of the headlines today in Russia, Moscow believes that the latest telephone conversation between Presidents Putin and Trump went well. Certainly for the Kremlin. Putin and Trump agreed to work together on Ukraine resolution concludes Izvestia. Oh, hey, not a kid's show. So you got bunches of rugrats running around, time to put them for a nap. If they're homeschooled, it's break time. If they're supposed to be in school and they're not in school and it's nice outside, kick their ass outside. Give them an Xbox, PlayStation, iPhone, iPad. Send them to their room. Put in headphones on. They don't need to be hearing my shit, right? Ugh. Okay. Record long Putin-Trump call declares Komoslo Pravda, okay? The paper's website adds. As things stands, Russia has scored a diplomatic victory here. Why are some Russia claiming victory after this 2-hour phone call? Probably because at the end of it, Vladimir Putin hadn't been pressured into making any major concessions to Ukraine or to the United States. On the contrary, he had, in effect, rejected President Trump's idea of an immediate unconditional 30-day ceasefire. All right, so I read that. If you want to read that and follow that. So on BBC News, Steve Rosenberg, 3 hours ago, Trump-Putin call seen as victory in Russia. So anyway, I can't read the whole article, you know that. I'm not going to spend all day. Now here's another little dangling shiny thing they're sticking out there. JFK experts scour newly unsealed assassination files, which were released by the administration late yesterday. And this is by Max Matza. It's a distraction, folks. It's a distraction. You got to keep your eyes open. Another shiny little dangly thing. Distracting. What's going on? What's going on behind the scenes? You got to figure it out. It'll come out. The U.S. government has released a final batch of documents on the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, a case that still inspires conspiracy theories more than 60 years later. It follows an executive order by President Donald Trump that required remaining unredacted files in the case to be made public. Experts are combing over the papers, not all of which have appeared online. They say the job will take time and that they do not expect many groundbreaking revelations. Because they reported on the news last night, over 90% of the papers have already been released to the public. So what they're going to glean from that last 10%, nobody knows. Nobody knows. All right, U.S. authorities have previously released hundreds of thousands of JFK documents, but held some back, citing national security concerns. Many Americans still believe the gunman, Lee Harvey Oswald, did not act alone. Kennedy was shot during a visit to Dallas, Texas, in on 22nd November 1963. Trump said beforehand that 80,000 pages would be unsealed. Of the 1,123 documents included in Tuesday's release from the National Archives and Records Administration, it was not immediately clear how much material was new. Many documents have previously been released and partially redacted. What'd I tell you? So that's that one. 5 hours ago, Max Matza, BBC News. So, splurge or save, Americans struggle as tariffs hit economy, Natalie Sherman. 7 hours ago, BBC News. A few days after Donald Trump won the U.S. presidential election, Amber Walliser stocked up, spending $2,000 on appliances she believed would get more expensive as the White House started to put new taxes on imports. But that was a temporary splurge. These days, her family is buckling down, worried about job security and possible economic downturn, which experts believe could be more likely because of U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs. It means no new car or big vacation this year. They haven't even shelved plans to start trying for a second child. We're saving as much as possible, just hoarding cash, trying to bulk up our emergency fund, the 32-year-old accountant from Ohio said. Amber's worries are being echoed across the U.S. as tariffs and other changes by the White House hit the stock market, spark turmoil for businesses, and add to inflation concerns. This is the tricky scenario that officials at the U.S. Central Bank will have to address at their interest rates meeting on Wednesday. So you got to worry about that. All right. The Federal Reserve, which is supposed to keep both prices and employment stable, typically lowers borrowing costs to help support the economy or raises them to slow down price rises, as it did when prices shot up in 2022. Okay, so we have to wait and see on that. What's going on? Natalie Sherman, BBC News, 7 hours ago. Splurge or save, Americans struggle as tariffs hit economy. So if you want to read that, that's there. Okay. Just read this headline. Israel hits Gaza with more strikes as Netanyahu says fighting to resume in full force. There goes the ceasefire. If you're going to the Netherlands, where to see spring tulips in the Netherlands 4 hours ago. That was travel. That's only from BBC. All right. Let's see. In culture, Al Tupac wrote the ultimate anthem for single mothers. The iconic 90s hip-hop artist was known for his plain intensity, but Dear Mama, a tribute to his mother, Afeni, showed off his softer side and still brings listeners to tears. There you go. So Tupac Shakur. All right. Ben and Jerry's boss ousted over political activism. How about that? Erdogan rival arrested days before becoming presidential candidate. Malaysia greenlights new MH370 search in Indian Ocean. And it's an MH370. What the? Oh, the Malaysian cabinet has approved a fresh search for the wreckage of the Malaysia Airlines flight MH370. Remember that? Wow. More than a decade after the aircraft vanished. The search will cover a 15,000 square mile area in the southern Indian Ocean under a no-fine, no-fee agreement with the exploration firm Ocean Infinity. The company will receive $70 million or £56 million if the wreckage is found, Transport Minister Lok Seo Fook announced. So, there you go. Now, let's go over here. Where we at? We're Star Blue Sky, right? All right, here we go. Reposted by Carolyn Prefers K, Alexandria, AOC, okay? Fight the oligarchy rally starting tomorrow, Nevada, Arizona, Colorado. You, me, and Bernie, Dem, and GOP districts See you there. Fighting. It says fighting oligarchy. Where we go from here. And then they got Thursday, March the 20th, Las Vegas, Nevada, Tempe, Arizona. Friday, Greenlee, Colorado, Denver, Colorado. And Saturday, March in Tucson, Arizona. So they're marching. They're marching. It needs to be peaceful. Dorothy V. Plezis. He committed crime after crime after crime and crime, never punished yet. He wants to get even with those who wronged him. That's Dorothy V. Plezis posted that. And there's a blue hat says, "Is he dead yet?" And Swiss Mrs. says, "Where do I get one of these hats?" I wonder if there's more questions about that too. Okay, they are also sold on Amazon and Walmart, but we are boycotting them. Etsy helps everyday people make ends meet, and I've seen one at only $10 on the following page as I was looking to buy one myself. And that's Etsy.com, market/not_dead_yet_hats. So I guess somebody bought a bunch of hats or something here, you know. Okay. So that's that. I'm just reporting the news, folks. What? Oh, wait. Oh, no, this is not good. Reposted by Reverend Jesus H. Christ, KSC. Not KFC like Kentucky Fried. KSC. Where am I at on here? Let me just look at something here. Okay, we're good. Oh, get too involved with this shit. Wonder why no one's trying to kill the Costco CEO. What? Okay, whatever. It's maybe a legitimate question. Cartoon terrorist GF posted that. Okay, let's see. Oh, wait, Denzel Wenzel. Or no, see, I screwed it up. It's Mangled News, folks. Reposted by Co Van Husteden. All right. And he's reposted Dan Wenzel. If Canada joins the European Union, can Pacifica? And Pacifica would be Washington, Oregon, and California. How would they do that? How would you do that? Secede from the Union. How would you secede from the Union without a fight? How could you do that? I have no clue. Reposted by Fungible Thaddeus, journalist, doctor, astronomers, Chef Brousseau. They're throwing a toaster to your ass on Blue Sky. All right. He said that because Wilbur said that. Wilbur 72. They're toasting your ass on. They're toasting to your ass on Drink Sky. Okay. And it says Chef Brousseau, all one word. They're throwing a toaster to your ass on Tube Sky. Oh God, give me a break, folks. Look out. Oh, Fane Greenwood is responding to Sarah Orsborn that posted, that says, and he immediately called me a bitch. And she says, okay, this is a tweet between two people, okay? She says, fuck off. If I want feedback on improving, I'll ask someone I respect. And then DC-757 says, bitch, you need to take your meds. Nothing I posted warranted your tantrum. Oh my God. Okay, Sarah comes back and says, "You're mansplaining to a professional, misogynist asshole." Damn, things are getting hot and heavy here. And Fane Greenwood says, "Oh, we should definitely torture this man with poorly staged food pics." Oh, dear, 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 dear. Okay. What the heck? Okay. Patriot takes. Senate Republicans claim eggs are now $3.45 a dozen. Can anyone confirm these are the prices where you are? And they posted, Senate Republicans posted a picture of a dozen eggs. And it says, egg prices are on the decline. Price has decreased $3.10 a dozen, nearly 50% since January 21st. Oh, they're so happy about the eggs. Okay. Funhouse Radio posted, stuck in space no more. NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams returned to Earth on Tuesday, hitching a different ride home. Close out a saga that began with a bungled test flight more than 9 months ago. I'm glad that they made it up there. You know, they had problems. I'm glad they made it up there. You know, it's a shame they had to wait so long to get back, but shit happens, you know. Damn. Where am I at now? Let's go. I don't know. Okay, here we go. Foxy posted. Wednesday warriors for democracy. Conquer today like a warrior, for Wednesdays are made for breakthroughs. So let's wake up with determination so we can sleep peacefully knowing we did our best. Let's connect. Together we can accomplish anything. We will be okay. Love you all. Foxy. On this day, March 19th. Okay. 1895, Los Angeles Railway is established to provide streetcar service. 1911, First International Women's Day sees over 1 million men and women attend rallies in Austria, Denmark, Germany, Switzerland. Issues discussed included women's rights to vote and to hold public office, the right to work, to vocational training, and to an end of discrimination on the job. In 1942, FDR orders men between 45 and 64 to register for non-military duty. In 1965, the wreck of the SS Georgiana, valued at over $50 million, said to have had been most powerful Confederate cruiser discovered by then teenage diver and pioneer underwater archaeologist E. Lee Spence exactly 102 years after its destruction. In 1979, U.S. House of Representatives begins live TV broadcast via C-SPAN. All right, come on. In 1987, American televangelist Jimmy Baker resigns amid rape accusation by his secretary Jessica Hahn. In 2020, state of California, with 9-10 cases of COVID-19, locks down and orders people to stay at home. And my co-pilot is here, thank God. Tina MF says, happy Wednesday. Wednesday is happy after coffee, yep. Frovo, Lee Harvey Oswald, I'm going to shoot the president. Mrs. Oswald, you better be just fucking kidding. Lee Harvey Oswald, haha, yeah, JFK. Oh, boy. Jonathan Slater, missing you, Fred. On this day, 2001, the last episode of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood aired. So this guy's missing Fred Rogers today. Oh, 2001, wow. So anyway, what's next? Okay. Jenny Huff, posted in individual GOP representative. I support Elon Musk in the Department of Government Efficiency. Town hall crowd booed. Let's keep making Republicans own their complicity in President Musk's hostile takeover. Take action near you during this congressional recess. Individual.org. Indivisible.org. Clean your mouth out, boy. /Musk or us. Musk or us. MUSKORUS. All right, so anyway, let's go. Okay, let's see what's going on here. And we are on. Let's do this following thing. Threads is not cooperating today. I don't know what the hell's going on here. There we go. Ooh. All right. Greg dot LECIG. We Are the Flood. Project 2025 says the Second American Revolution will be bloodless if the left allows it. I, for one, will not go down without a fight. Massive protests at the Heritage Foundation. Oh, here's something that happened last night, 6 o'clock news. I think it was the name. I always say her last name's Scott, okay? And every time they say her name, I go, Randolph Scott, okay? From Blazing Saddles. But she was trying to report something that was going on, I guess, between something. I guess maybe the phone call or whatever. And all this screaming and chanting and everything else was in the background. And do you think for 1 second they would cut away and show protesters? No, they didn't. They did. I mean, it was so loud and so obvious. I mean, it was like while she was talking, she was having like a little bit of trouble concentrating on what she was saying, you know? So, I mean, it was really aggravating. I'm like, well, show the protesters, you know what? And none of these you got to march on CNN, MSNBC, all of these guys at their facilities to show that you're protesting, man. They're not covering it. They're not doing shit. Okay? I want to see that kind of shit, man. I want to see what's going on. But they won't say anything. So it just drives me crazy. Okay. Okay, here we go. On 60 Minutes, the person said, "We belong here," says one young musician whose concert was canceled after President Trump's order ending diversity initiatives. That's a shame, man. All right. Studio Vetro _glass. I'm on Threads, folks. Senator, as a Canadian, I object to this positioning, saying Canada is not living up to its agreement. If the quality of your dairy products meets Canadian standards, they are allowed. The tariffs are on over quota. I also object to you positioning the recent tariff and trade threats as trade talks. There is a mechanism in the agreement to renegotiate in 2026. Perhaps it's more important to remove the threat of annexation prior to talking about how much milk crosses the border. I don't know. All right, here we go. NewsHour. This is from NewsHour. The percentage of people diagnosed with autism has more than quadrupled over 2 decades. Still, explicit training for law enforcement to respond to this population, as well as to individuals with other developmental or intellectual disabilities, is rare. And it is so true. Why police still lack training to effectively respond to people with disabilities. That is from pbs.org. So if you want to see that, look it up. All right. Shelley, this is a long name. Shelley Falk, Shelley Falkoutette. I'm just say Shelley. Yeah. Canadian senior. I'm a northern woman. Antifa. I don't take crap. CBC News, let her go or lose a lot of viewers. Rosemary Barton insulted our Prime Minister today. That is unacceptable. She can have her private political views, but she cannot express them inadvertently or not while she is on air or in a public forum as your employee, as our employee. Rein her in or I'm out. There. And here goes my arm. Cold again. Really nice day, supposed to be. I don't know. Can't tell. Okay, here we go. Fun fact. And this is from Dania YSJH. Fun fact. For every $1 Tesla stock drops, Elon Musk loses roughly $425 million. Today, it's down $16, meaning he's already lost about $6.8 billion. All right. Oh, look at this. Okay. Okay. So anyway, this person gave them sparkling water. It's a video. Dogs. Dogs wanted to try sparkling water, and every one of them have a terrible reaction to it. Like, this shit sucks. That ain't frickin' water. So, okay. And then they're showing the future of the Democratic Party as a, just like I said. Oh, what's her name? What's her name? What's her name? Jasmine Crockett in AOC. Okay, here's a picture. Lawyers, guns, and money. WZ. Winner of the Tesla protest. Winner of the Tesla protest signs. Porsche's fast. Ferrari is faster. Tesla is fascist. How about that? Okay. Okay. What? No. Oh, this is not good. Doge breaks into U.S. Institute of Peace building after White House guts the board. Okay. Good God above says Tesla stock is crashing. There's not enough ketamine on Earth or Mars right now to calm him down. Elon panics as Tesla crashes. Hey, you know what? He should have known better that, like, that shit happens, you know? Okay, Meals on Wheels cost $3 million a year. Trump's golf trips cost $3 million each. Guess which was defunded? Oh, these people are really mad. Okay, let's go to the jungle. Okay. This is from Hoodlum. Yesterday I went and rescued the astronauts that Sleepy Joe left stranded in space for political purposes. And that was from Ice Barbie Christie Noam. That's what she said. Bobby Shokri, manufactured housing update. DOE litigation pause and manufactured housing energy standards update. A federal court has paused the lawsuit over DOE's new energy efficiency standards for manufactured homes. Judge David Ezra approved a joint motion from DOE and industry groups to stay the case until April 22nd, 2025. This delay means no court decision on the rule until at least that date, buying time for potential policy changes. Ooh. Okay. Mandatory Fund Day. United Kingdom and France want to send troops to the Ukraine. BRICS want to institute new financial policy to make them a global leader in currency. Iran and Yemen are backing the Houthis. Yemen is saying they want the smoke. All right, and Jax Persist responded to that mandatory fund day post. Only two things were interested in: denying people access to healthcare and throwing hands. I don't know what the hell that means. But Jax Persist, you got to follow her. She's great. Oh, boy. Listen to this. Is America great? Is America great? This is by Johanna Nyam. Is America great yet? The Economic Times says Donald Trump humiliated by Vladimir Putin. Russian president delays telephone call by nearly 2 hours. So they made Trump wait 2 hours before they got on the phone. What kind of shit is? Oh, my time is up. All right, well that's not cool. All right, man, I had a good time. I hope you did too. So I'm gonna see you guys Monday. How about that shit? Let's do that. So let me say goodbye to these people. Let's say goodbye to you people screaming on the radio. I want my music. Okay, we're going to give it to you. Jesus, give me a break, bud. Ugh. Okay, so we're doing that. See what happens when you get involved? Things go crazy. All right, you hear that shit? All right, be careful. Don't get that Rona, man. See you around. Don't go do that shit. We'll say goodbye to you, man. Ooh.